So I was just contemplating on these recent deaths related to ragging of medical students across our country. And what is disheartening for me is to still see the societal attitudes. If you look at the comment section, see, these are usually populated by the millennials. And even the millennials, they have a very skewed narrative towards ragging. I think it's this absolute lack of empathy to think that, hey, the girl or the boy who underwent it should have taken it on their chin, right? And should have put up with it and should have survived it. Ragging is a part of life. It should have made you stronger, not weaker. And if you died, you were just not strong enough. Like, when did abuse become the threshold to indicate that someone who survives abuse is the strongest? Anybody with abusive personalities, like tendencies to bully people, they are deceased people. Why are we making it okay that abuse is okay then? Like, why are we creating college environments or school environments where the seniors can drag the students? And then, if they are able to do it, even when we have strict laws against it, right, in our country, even if they are able to do it, it's because the college authorities, the school authorities, they don't take it seriously. I can tell you from my experience because I used to be a dentist. And during my college education, it was not really strict. The anti-ragging laws were not strict. So when we went and complained, the authorities had an attitude of, you might have done something. You might have done something to instigate them. Your attitude is a problem, or whatever it is. But even if your attitude is a problem, how is it okay to call people names, to call them caste slurs, to make misogynistic remarks? Is that the way a senior gets respect from juniors? Because I remember what we did differently. When we became seniors, like when we got into second year of BDS, we had first years as immediate juniors. And after one round of maybe talking to them and, acting all rowdy, we bonded with them. And our friendship became the epitome of coolness. Being kind became cool. And our seniors used to say that, hey, you guys are setting a very bad pretext here. But let me tell you something. These people who were our juniors, they still value us and they still consider us as friends. And look at the loss it brings. People who have worked years and years, like they have spent years preparing for this medical seat, and they finally get it, and they get into a college, they can't put up with the ragging. Are you saying that these people who spend years studying for entrance preparations and even clearing their bachelor's degree and then doing their master's, these people didn't have fortitude to put up with something? It was beyond their limits, and we are human beings. We're not machines here. I don't understand these comment sections where people are asking people to be strong. How is surviving abuse and putting up with it considered to be the epitome of strength? I think it all boils down to this old adage that no pain, no gain, right? So even the juniors who are in these places, they might be thinking, and as from first-hand experience, I can say that these seniors will make you feel that you have nowhere to go and you are isolated. And if you complain also, these people won't do anything, the authorities. So you don't want to have animosity with these people you're going to be spending time with in clinical settings and campus, because the professors will leave after their work hours. We are stuck with them, and if we are in the hostel, there will be a problem. So who likes conflict? So people would want to take it without creating any problem. But look at what happens when people put up with it. There is no end to the amount of harassment, right? These bullies, these diseased people, they'll go to any extent. And if you read the things that people have made their juniors do, it is disgusting. And most of the time, the most disgusting types of ragging happen in professional colleges, especially in medical and dental colleges. And so there are some sensible people who comment and who say that these are people who are supposed to take care of the health of the society. And look how diseased these people are. Are these people going to be the epitomes of compassion? I think it's high time that we have some kind of analysis to understand whether people deserve to be in this profession. Not just an entrance exam that measures the intellectual capacities of students, but something that ensures that or checks whether these people are worthy of stepping into a profession where you need extreme compassion, right? And if you can't give out compassion and you can't deal with kindness with your own juniors, how are you going to do it to unknown people? And also, there is another thing. There is the Stanley Prison experiment by Dr. Philip Zimbardo. and he has this book called the Lucifer Effect. In that, he has done an extensive experiment on how people, when they get perceived authority, a sense of perceived power, even if you might have known that person all your life, the moment they get power, not everyone is mature enough to handle power. Most people, when they get power, they go wayward, and all their sadistic tendencies are going to come out. And if they know that, hey, in power now I can get away with anything, I can abuse people, I can bully people, I can use my power for the worst, more likely the human tendency is to choose the worst. And it is heroic to choose the right thing. That's why in movies, when we see actors coming and saving a bunch of students from being ragged, we clap for those scenes. But in real life, when something happens, I'm pretty sure that these people who were eventually arrested and who are now being tried for these cases related to the Medico's death, I'm pretty sure that they had a lot of accomplices. And I would say the people who remain silent, the bystander effect, they are equally at fault than these people who actually did the chunk of the crime. These people who remain silent, it is their silence that made or gave this person the confidence to indulge in this crime. And I don't think it will change unless or until the college authorities make it like an absolute deal breaker. If someone drags, no matter which year of college you are in, you are expelled. It's not suspension. Suspension is temporary, but expulsion should be the thing. You should be ripped off your license, and you should have dire consequences. I don't think as a species we are ready to operate in an environment where we can handle so much power and freedom. We still need rules. We still need a certain level of consequences, because we are, as species, we have a higher propensity to do bad things. And that's why the choice, when somebody chooses to be good, that person becomes heroic and that person is hailed, right? And then we have books written on them, movies made on them. And even on screen, our cine heroes are people who have saved the underdog. So I don't think this will end until or unless these college authorities step up their game. And also, we have to, rather than looking at the narrative of boy versus girl, there are many boys who have lost their lives because of ragging. How many families have lost their sons and brothers because of ragging? So it is not a gender issue. It is an issue of humanity. We are not sending people to college. We don't want our loved ones to go to college to die. Or to, even if they're not dying, is it okay to finish college depressed and anxious? What kind of a quality of life is that? I did complete college. I was one of those people who was always picked on. But it affected me in various ways, and it is not easy at all. But I would say, from my experience, and anybody who has at least 1% of empathy cannot support these narratives that it is supposed to make you stronger, because life is hard in itself. You will find challenges that will make you stronger. You don't need to go through abuse to prove that your strength. And every time we see someone misuse their power, let's have the courage to speak up. And at least if you can't speak up, report it. And if you can't report it, don't support it. For heaven's sake.